festive edition of Littlewoods Live. Isn't it absolutely fabulous? Are you feeling a little bit sort of jingle belly?
Yeah, I am actually.
Can you smell that pine in the air?
I thought it was more of a hyacinth.
I actually think that pine might be the loo. It might be backing out. But anyway, we are having an absolutely wonderful time here on Littlewoods Live. Join us via Facebook and please let us know what you're liking, what you want to know from us. And don't forget that everything you are seeing right here, right now, is available from littlewoods.com and you can spread the payments.
And also, talking of payments, if you would like the opportunity to win £100 just like that, all you need to do is get in touch with us. Just like that. And if we read out your question, £100 is yours. Simple.
Hey, couldn't be easier, could it? Now, we have got so much more planned to make sure that your Christmas glands are well and truly stimulated. But first of all, we are going to be...
It makes me feel a bit queasy.
Sorry, is that a bit too far?
Oh,
it's after 9 o'clock, it's fine. It's fine. We're amongst friends. But we now have a phone call live from... Who are you? Who are you? It's obviously R2-D2. I thought he was wonderful and she's gone. Come back to us. Alex, how are we doing with Facebook? Who's hanging out there? What are they saying about us?
Rach is cracking up. She says you guys are brilliant, and also a comment from Stephanie.
She's obviously drinking what we're
Yes,
drinking.
Hurrah! Yeah. She's not sober. Hey, it's Christmas.
Stephanie is the same. She says, so glad you do this show. So many ideas and good ones that help us out. And also Samantha says, I love hearing these great toy reviews. It's going to help us parents a lot. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it seems to all be about the doggy do. Who knew, eh?
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Would you?
But I'm not going to do that toy version. I'm going to get it for you for real.
You're just the gift that keeps on giving, LLB.
It could be. Keep it organic. That's what I say this Christmas. If you're doing doggy do, keep it organic. Right. So we're going to call you back, Debbie, wherever you are. Please stay with us.
Oh, she's here. Yes,
she's here. Fabulous. Welcome to our wonderful winter wonderland.
Hello, Debbie.
Hi, Laurence. Hi, Myleene.
Hi, how are you?
All right, thank you.
We lost you for a second there. Don't do that to us again.
But now you're back.
I know. I'm a Christmas present to you.
Are you?
Yes.
We will
can we keep the
Thank you.
receipts?
Oh, you.
Well, we don't know whether we like her or not yet. Come on, Debbie, share your love.
Debbie, what would you like to ask, Laurence or myself?
All right. Kitchens can look a bit boring during Christmas. Any tips for bringing a bit of Christmas cheer when we spend a lot of time in there?
That's an incredibly good idea. Because actually, when you think about it, you know, the kitchen is the mothership at Christmas. It is somewhere where everyone ends up actually just bringing in their dirty plates and demanding, that was a lovely lunch, Mum, but what's for tea? So why not spend a couple of minutes doing something really quite special? Why not treat yourself to your own special little tree, Debbie? Something that's all about you, something that is bedecked, is decorated with all the things that you want to see. Nothing to do with the rest of the family, nothing to do with the kids, nothing to do with Granny, nothing to do with him. But make sure it's all the things that are very, very special to you. Also, the other thing, and I think this is a really good tip with kitchens, people always think that they need to look terribly industrial, very kind of contract. Actually, having a few table lamps on the surface is a really good idea to make sure that you have a very ambient glow. I mean, as you say, kitchen is the one place where mums spend most of their time at Christmas. So I think one of the nicest things that you could ever do, really, is to do the washing up with nothing on. Except possibly a really pretty pinny.
Here we go.
That's my Christmas present. And Mrs. Llewelyn-Bowen's just over there and she's shaking her head in horror.
What goes on at your house at Christmas? I just really want to know.
Gin, mostly.
There you go, Debbie. Did that help? In any way?
Laura, your jacket, if you don't want it, it'd be perfect for my husband, and he can be naked underneath as well.
There we are, hurrah! I've got a convert. We're going to have a clothes-optional Christmas.
It's also very fluffy and quite nice to stroke.
Quite
there you
tactile.
go, Debbie. So, yes.
Debbie, you are absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much for getting in touch with us. And do remember, everybody, get like Debbie and let us know what you think about us and what you think about Christmas.
Debbie does dishes. Right,
And you think I'm the naughty one?
You gave me the drink. You gave me the drink.
Whoa! La Klass is going for it now.
5-minute makeover time. ASAP. Right.
Hurrah!
You're gonna do your magic once again, right?
Listen, I have got a wand of magic and it's going to be shaken around this place. I could tell you now. Sorry. But now, it is absolutely true, because Christmas is the one time of year when you know that you are going to be 100% on show. Everyone's coming round. They're going to want to see exactly what your place looks like. So I'm going to show you in another one of my incredibly well-oiled 5-minute makeovers how to turn this really, quite frankly, shabby and really quite, unpleasant, 1940s prefab of a room, this caravan, into something nice, using only the medium of littlewoods.com.
Well, in that case, clock is on the screen, 5 minutes. Do you think that you can do this in 5 minutes? Or do you think Kevin can do it in 5 minutes?
Kevin could do it in 5 minutes.
Come on, Kevin. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We're off.
Come on, Kevin.
So he's running in with food.
I love the way you're bringing the Panettonian first.
Well, so what is your plan for this room?
Well,
this prefab.
Yes, exactly. The vision for in here, Myleene, is to absolutely really get as much impact as possible from the space. Watch out, there may be a table going on there. Now, this is very interesting, because actually, I know this is a very grand room and it's all very important and very lovely, but actually, it does have a lesson to show to all of us who live in one room. I mean, many, many people have to zone their spaces. There's a living room, there's a dining room, there's a watching television area of it. And the way you do that, and the way you can do that specifically for Christmas, is to create focuses. So first of all, we've got a big, very colourful, very eye-catching rug going down on the floor here.
What if you've got a small room, though? Isn't that going to swallow it up?
Not at all, because in fact, the more focus you give to one part of the room, the more your brain and your eyes forget about where the corners are. Actually, that rug, that table will do a lot for making a smaller, pale-coloured room look a lot bigger. So what the team are now doing is they're creating a series of zones throughout the space that have a real sense of kind of arrival and drama to them.
Can I ask, if you've got a smaller space than this, is this colour going to swallow it up, or how do you put this colour? Don't look at me like that.
I can look at you. A cat can look at a king. Oh my goodness me.
What do you do if you've got a smaller
Well,
size
actually,
room?
I mean, it's a really good point, because in fact, contrast is incredibly important in interior decorating. And actually, one of the slow down, all right, elves. For goodness sake, my elves are far too speedy. Lord knows what someone sprinkled on their mince pies. But it is very important. Contrast is one of the most valuable tools you can use in interior design. When you have largely a pale-coloured space, 2 or 3 very dark or very patterned objects become incredibly eye-catching, which means that the pale walls actually recede.
That's 2 minutes now. How do you think the
they're
elves
doing
are
well,
doing?
though. They're doing well.
Well, one's leaving the building. Come back!
It's all right. She's gone to get the twiddly bits.
The
I think. The things.
Okay.
Don't forget, we're lighting all the candles this time as well. Now, this is quite an interesting. Thing. We're just using a curtain on the table here, Christmas table, and you're thinking, well, I don't have anything sort of lush enough or rich enough. Don't forget to just look in the boiler cupboard. Don't forget to look in the linen cupboard and see what you can find. Kevin, that's in completely the wrong place.
My pineapple again.
That's Myleen's pineapple. Love it. Need it. Now, Alex, you're hovering.
Julie says, what's a nice, easy way to set the table for Christmas?
That's a good question, because you do need that sort of, what's that thing called? Not the tablecloth, that
Butler.
that strip of material.
Yeah, butler. No, it's got a runner. And,
Do you need those?
Well, you don't, but actually one of the nicest things you can do is use wrapping paper, for goodness sake. Use the same wrapping paper along the length of the table as you've used on the presents. So you get a real sense of sort of designer coordination to the way that the Christmas room looks. And also, don't be frightened to really bank it. Don't forget that the whole point about Christmas always was traditionally about feasting. You're right in the middle of winter. It's only going to get worse from here on in. So ensure that everything is opulent, everything is dramatic, everything is a real delight, a real indulgence
What's the
of the
difference
senses.
between making things look, I suppose, presentable to making things look really cluttered? Because there's a lot of action at the table, and you've got your food, and there's the kids.
It's up to you. As you said earlier, the whole kind of, less is more debate is entirely down to you.
Christmas, more is more, right?
I can remember doing an incredibly beautiful, very, very restrained, very minimalist Christmas tree one year children were quite small. They came back from school and burst into tears. They
Rightly
said,
so,
Daddy,
of course.
tell me that's not the Christmas tree. Christmas trees should be sparkly. They should be gorgeous. And, you know, it's absolutely true. Christmas is one of those times when you can actually let go a bit. Just like Alex. You let go at Christmas, don't you?
Always, always.
In
all
fact,
the year
it's
round.
a difficulty getting him back in January.
Katie says, if you had to choose one piece of Christmas decoration, what would you say is the most important?
It's difficult. I think the. I mean, obviously the tree is iconic. I mean, it's you know you can't move on from that. I mean, one of the things that is very interesting about Christmas trees, if you're using a real one, always make sure that you go with one with quite fat needles. Fat needles hold more moisture. They will stay on the tree for a good 2 or 3 weeks. Skinny needles fall straight off. And also, make sure the tree's standing in water.
Oh, that was my question.
Hey.
My needles, they fall off within
Do
days.
they? Do they?
Yes.
And what about on your Christmas tree, Myleene?
Yes.
Nine.
go.
You
Nine,
didn't know she was part of
eight,
cactus.
seven,
Oh, no, they've not done it.
six,
Come on, speed
five,
up, speed up. Light it. Light the candles. Light the candles.
2, 1.
Oh.
Well
Can I just say that
Wow.
my team of elves have been
Great.
rather resting on their laurels on this one.
Well, 'cause they didn't light the candles.
It was a breeze in the peacock room, but suddenly here in the great room, oh dear.
I think they've done a great job here. I'm loving the little nutcrackers everywhere as well, dotted around.
Well, they are the icon of my Christmas collection for Littlewoods, available on littlewoods.com. They're called Drosselmeyers, and they are very, very traditional German celebration for Christmas, and they're derived from the Nutcracker, Tchaikovsky, of course.
Not just a pretty face,
Hey,
LLB.
yes, I've got other pretty bits as well, but we won't get into that.
Well, while we discuss those, why don't you have a little look at this?
So there we are. It's about creating a really indulgent, really rich, really opulent look this Christmas. And as I say, red and gold is classic. It cannot be bettered. It cannot be beaten. There is something so unbelievably childlike about the excitement, the enthusiasm of being able to see a room that you see for 364 days of the year suddenly transformed into that Christmas grotto that has all of that sense of anticipation, excitement, and real indulgence. Christmas is the midpoint of the winter. Things are only going to get worse from here on in. So make sure you enjoy it. Don't sacrifice yourself on the altar of doing it for other people, of doing it for the children. Make sure that you, as grown-ups, as mum and dad, actually have a nice time yourselves as well. And one of the nicest ways of doing that is to make sure that your Christmas room looks absolutely exceptional this Christmas.
I mean, come on, you've got it. It is for the kids as well. When I'm looking at my furniture, I look at things that aren't going to show, you know, banana, say, and spilt items. So when you're
You
designing...
really must work on your table manners. Her children are
I'm
amazing.
trying.
They're impeccably behaved. She's the one with the banana and the gin.
it's true. Guilty.
Do you like my Christmas starter, by the way?
It's nice.
That's low-cal.
Balls.
5
Lovely.
baubles in a bowl. Thank you, Kevin.
Very
nice
nice.
touch.
Well done,
That's going to make
guys.
sure you don't get fat this Christmas, isn't it?
Right, so, well, coming up, we're still going to be looking at our mamas and see how they're getting on. You've had a little peek, haven't you?
I haven't. I got shooed out, weirdly. They screamed and sent me packing.
Alex, come back in here. I do believe that we've had the opportunity to give some more money away.
There's always money to give
our
away.
There is
friends here.
always money.
Well, there's a question and a comment you can choose. Kerry says,
Question.
Okay. The question is from Amy. Loving the show. I've stopped all my university work to watch it. Any tips for students at Christmas?
Well, you know, I think it's an absolutely wonderful opportunity for you to really hit the student union bar and, explore some unusual alcohol combinations. I don't know.
I'm guessing she never thought of that. Excellent
Weirdly.
tip.
So
Have a good
£100
Christmas with
for
us.
Amy then.
£100.
Well done, Amy. Enjoy it, for goodness
Good
sake.
girl.
Enjoy it.
Well done.
Get something
Drinks.
nice for the parents.
Drinks are on Amy.
Drinks
well
on Amy's.
done.
And
Yeah.
Myleene, I've just seen a comment about your dress. Said it's lovely. Where did we get it from?
This is from my own collection. I know that some of the girls have been talking about little floatier items for the Christmas period, and this is perfect for that. So,
Absolutely lovely.
Always
And actually-
room for an extra Yorkshire pudding.
Outside, just by the van, it nearly floated away. Hurrah! We've got much more fun coming up after the break. Loads and loads of Christmas jingle jangle loveliness. So please join us after the break.
This is for Jack. He loves Spider-Man. This one's for Katie's big sister. This is for Becky's dad. Becky's mum says he's a big kid.
Everyone can get their perfect gift this Christmas with interest-free, low weekly payments. That's the Littlewoods touch.